So you've been a part of the Mossad from 64 to 96. Yeah. That's 32 some years, but from 89 to 96, you were the head of Mossad, and then obviously you've been retired now for 25 years. Has the enemy of Israel changed from 64 till today, and what has that evolution looked like? Or have all the enemies pretty much been the same 2, 3, 4, 5 candidates?
Well, the world is changing all the time. The world does not stand still for a moment, and the same goes for the Middle East and for the structure of the conflict between Israel and its neighbors. First of all, we can pinpoint to the first peace agreement between Israel and Egypt, and it was initiated by the War of 73, what we call Yom Kippur War. The grains of peace with Egypt started with the War of 1973. The peace with Jordan was signed in 95 after 5, 6, 7 decades of enmity and adversarial relationships. In Egypt, listen, we can put the line in on 1947, 1948 as the baseline of the adversarial relationship between Israel and its neighbors. So the main and number one adversary were the Palestinians, who shared the same territory with us, and the main cause for the conflict was who owns this territory. And then Arab countries joined the Palestinians in the War of Independence. Egypt was the first one. Syria, Jordan joined the Palestinians, and then we found ourselves in what we named the War of Independence, which, by the way, metaphorically, I can tell you that the War of Independence has not yet finished, even today. We, to a certain extent, we are still in our War of Independence. As long as the territorial question is not solved, and as long as there are countries that don't acknowledge the Israel as a sovereign state in the Middle East, the war, for all practical purposes, is not yet finished. And then the era of the Cold War, and the wars that we had, we can say that every decade since the beginning of the state, every decade we had at least one big war, and in between we had all kinds of small military operations and skirmishes, and then from a certain point of time we had to cope with the phenomenon of terrorism, which for 3-4 decades was sort of a local domestic event, which was a civil kind of phenomenon, who fought for independence, and then after during the spring revolutions, terrorism adopted the religious side of it, and instead of being a civil kind of entity. It has become a religious entity, and religion turned the phenomenon of the terrorist phenomenon from a local event to become global event. The last development, of course, is what happened during the last few weeks or so, that the Emirates countries and Morocco have upgraded their relationship with Israel, and it's a very positive development, which may affect the future of the region, maybe even towards ending the ancient conflict between us and the Palestinians. So the situation is volatile. The situation is changing all the time, and of course, it's not a two-party kind of a game. All the Arab world is, to a certain extent, is involved in it, and then we have regional powers like Iran and Turkey, and then we have the global powers, Russians, Chinese, and America, who are also involved in this playground. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I believe that at least partly I succeeded.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.